Good afternoon, America. Brian James Blam here, and I want to welcome you back to another episode of What the Fuck's Up. If you watched one of my more recent episodes, I talked to Shelby Bush, with Shelby Bush, my sister, about what's sort of been taking place in the United States since the original election of Donald Trump, right? We get this national security state, has this huge fucking apoplectic shock when Donald Trump wins in 2016. They then start wargaming how to get rid of Donald Trump. And part of that war game, folks, was the creation of CISA by Susan Spalding, an agency of the National Security Agency. They made a huge attack on the law, folks. That is what they have done, and that is what they're doing this election cycle. It's being reported that the 65 Project up here, good friends of Perkins Coie, Mark Elias, they work very actively with the ABA and the state bar associations to try to disbar conservative attorneys who represent Trump and MAGA-related interests in courts of law throughout the United States, folks. And it's my understanding that they've got a very active push right now to get attorneys in swing states sanctioned if they even so much as dare to utter Donald Trump or MAGA terms out of their conservative mouth. This is a problem, folks. This is a huge problem because essentially what they have done by running this end run through our courts with CISA and the national security state, right? Susan Spalding does this end run through our courts, not as CISA, but as a private company, all while fully clothed in all the garb and the importance of the national security state, right? The national security state, Russia. This was prior to 2020, folks. It's happening again now because they have embedded themselves in our courts of law and our bar associations, with the State Bar of Arizona even going so far as to say, let the national security state probe your electronic law firm, right? Thumbs up to that. Great idea. Anybody who recommends that should immediately be suspended from the practice of law. But that's beside the point. They have made a huge push against the law in the United States. And what the problem with that, folks, is this. It's our duty as attorneys to protect the constitutional rights of our clients. We don't even have to like our clients. We're supposed to go out and represent our clients to the full extent of the law. And that's what conservative attorneys like myself have been doing. And thank God others are starting to get in the game. But what happens when we cede the law regarding elections to one political ideology because they threaten us, and because most of our legal institutions, whether they be at the national level or at the state level, are leftist organizations who should never be allowed to govern themselves because, well, when you allow a collective of leftists to govern themselves, what do? You get leftism. But the 65 Project is making it clear that they are gunning for conservative attorneys. And what you as a conservative attorney need to do is gun right back. Get off the couch. Don't sit down. Don't let them intimidate you into not representing your political interests and your candidate's political interests in our courts of law. Because once you do that, let's say, we got right here. This is a legal rule, right? The left over here and the right over here. They say the rule means this. We say the rule means that. When we cede the law with regards to our elections, folks, to one side, they will win everything all the time in our elections. If we cede the law to one-side attorneys, you have to understand that we are ceding the power of the state to that one ideology. We are ceding the power to make all the rules and the laws to that one ideology. And that is not a democratic society, folks. That is the creation of a one-party dictatorial system like we see in China, like we saw in the Soviet Union, like we saw in Cuba with Fidel Castro, like we see currently in Venezuela, where the government has the power just to say, yeah, we're going to burn all these ballots and shut these polling places down because we don't like the results. That's what's happening in America, folks. And if you're an attorney, I urge you to get off the couch, to stand up and to fight, because your job is to defend the Constitution of the United States of America, not to run from it in cowardice. And with that, I say join us after Election Day. Do not sit down and cede the field of battle, because once you do, you will no longer exist. They will wipe you off the map, just like peeling layers of an onion. And with that, I say peace.